My next speaker is Rich Simoncic, CTO of Microchip. Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
You think so? Okay. Okay. AI has been around I would say, for a long, long time. In the last, 3 years, it became a hype. From your point of view, how do you see the development of AI?
So it's fascinating. It became popular for everyone since OpenAI released ChatGPT.
Yes.
Right? And that was in November of 2022. But Microchip started investing in AI/ML back in 2018. Was our first foray into bots and large language models. So we've been working on development in this area since 2018 in business processes and business systems within the company. And so for our 120,000 customers, 87% of all orders are auto-scheduled by a bot, not by a person.
Yes.
And so we've been doing this for quite some time. And so for us, it's not new. When OpenAI came out with ChatGPT 3.5, within a few months after release, we had it behind our firewall, and we were training it to then be released for use by our customers. So now we're on 4.0, and we've been training our internal large language model for almost 2.5 years. And we've just recently released it to our customers as an AI code developer on February 19th. And it's about a 40% plus productivity improvement for every code developer.
More than 40%?
Yes.
For code development?
For code development. So as you're writing code, it will actually start to autofill the code. It will correct the code. You can hit a button, it will comment on the code. If you're not sure on what the code is doing, it will describe in detail what every line of code does. And then while you're in that environment, if you're not sure on what's going on, you can hit a button and you can see the YouTube videos on that particular code for training. Or you have access to our vectorized data sheets, and we'll take you to the exact spot in a 2,000-page data sheet that pertains to that information. Or if you want to talk to an actual person, you can hit another button, and then you could talk live to somebody as well.
This improvement in programming, is it just based that the coder generates easy functions and put it together?
No, it's the coder just needs to use natural language and tell it what it wants done, and it will start populating the code for that. Or if the coder starts writing code, it will anticipate what they're writing and can fill out the rest of the code. And so it's much more efficient, and then that engineer never needs to leave that environment. And so we use. This is a tool that we've used inside of Microchip for well over a year. And we decided that the productivity improvement was so great within the company, why not offer it to all of our customers for free? And,
do you use AI also for chip design?
Yes. So we use AI for pad layouts. We use AI for validation. We use AI for running Monte Carlo analysis on complex analog circuits. We use AI in our reliability testing and in our test software generation. We use AI in all of those areas as well.
And do you think that first time right is easier to achieve than in, let's say, 5 years before? No.
You can't look at it as first time right. You look at it as productivity. So it's time, right? A validation sequence that would take a month, takes a day, right? Laying out the paths of a circuit may have taken 2 weeks, takes hours, right? Or minutes. And so it's time. So the release of that product is pulled in dramatically because of the amount of things that can be automated.
Okay.
So it's time. And so it's not replacing, and that's, I think, the mistake that everyone makes. It's going to replace this or not do this or replace this. In every case that I cited here, it was about productivity. It's time. It makes everything much more productive.
I have to ask, how did your employees react on AI? Were they afraid or?
So we started this about 7 years ago. We put together a set of values at the company, and what we did was we committed to our employees that we would not let people go because of AI automation, and so our employees readily embraced it because they were not in fear of losing their job.
Yeah, clear. No, I think that's...
So if you make the commitment,
then it's okay.
Yeah, then it's right. But there's a lot of companies that don't make that commitment, and they right away come in. Well, I can do it 20% less people, or I can automate this entire function, and next thing you know, there's sabotage. The tool doesn't work. And so that's how you move it forward.
From your point of view, what are the most fascinating innovations with AI? Is this the productivity? Is this that you can speak to a chatbot and you don't realize it's not a human being?
So, it's a good question. So what I find, so for instance, we have our large language model that we trained and answers all our questions internally as to what's going on in the company. And every group has their own sandbox. So our Marcom group has their own sandbox. I have my own sandbox. I'm now trying to develop my own AI agents to do some work for me, so I don't have to do it myself. I use my ChatGPT to get quick answers to questions, and so to have that much knowledge at your fingertips and instantaneously.
And you're not afraid that it could be wrong. I'm still afraid that the answers could be wrong.
But you know what? You when you look at an answer, you would know when it's wrong. So one of the things that we do with our internal large language model, we've essentially grounded it. So it's a function of grounding.
Yeah.
So it depends on how much training and grounding. And so we've essentially created RAG AI type models for the different organizations. So it essentially eliminates or virtually eliminates hallucination. I mean, we all hallucinate, right? You hallucinate. I know I hallucinate. But that's a sign of intelligence, right? The human brain hallucinates quite often, and so.
No, but I can remember when ChatGPT started, there were a lot of writings in the newspapers about the funny things what ChatGPT answered for some questions. They become much better.
Yeah, no, it's much better because it's become much more grounded, right? And
good. Okay, just one or two or three sentences to the innovation path of AI from Microchip. What's going on or what is in the pipeline?
So, probably the biggest innovations. So within the company, we've been using it for scheduling. We're now using it to answer customer questions or technical questions. So a lot of the innovation is outward support, programming, technical support, finding information. We were using that internally, and now we're allowing our customers to do it. We already use it extensively in business operations, design. Probably the last portion is producing products that actually really enable intelligence on the edge. So we've made a number of acquisitions in this area, Neuronics and a few others, and we're starting to bring those technologies and make those available to customers. So the first devices you're seeing that technology on are our compute products, our FPGAs and our MPUs, but we're also working to allow simple algorithms to run on even an 8-bit microcontroller. It's possible.
Yeah, as long as the model is not too large.
Yes, yeah, simple, right? If you're sitting there and you want to know if a fan is going bad or a small motor is going bad, it's just a simple algorithm. It's not difficult.
And you develop the algorithm by yourself? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah,
you
so we have
offer-
teams of people that will develop the algorithms, we'll test it out.
In which areas?
So right now, most of the algorithm development has been in motor control, in vision systems. So,
And do you want to expand it in other regions, areas? Probably
we're going to be bringing out sensors, and there's lots of other areas where you can use it. What we're finding is a lot of our customers that have devices that are already running on the edge would like to add an attribute to that product. They're not looking to redesign the entire edge product, but how do I take something that's already there, update the programming, and just give it a little bit more intelligence than it has today. And that we've got a new team that we've just formed that is one of their sole purposes, is how to help those customers where we're already designed in. You don't need to have this whole new microcontroller with an accelerator on it. More times than not, you can use the standard micro you have with a simple algorithm or a dual core M0 or a simple device.
A lot of people would be happy if it's
Yes,
possible.
yeah, you don't need to have this very expensive accelerator sitting there to do simple functions, right? There's no need for that.
Okay. Rich, thank you very much for your time.
No, thank you. Thanks for
very
asking the
interesting.
questions.